Bros, and welcome to the All Bros podcast. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Caleb.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a bit of the nerd life. This week on the podcast, we'll be talking about some pops coming out. We got we got Blood Splatter Pennywise. That was exclusive to the Funko Shop, pop-up shop, whatever. Cabbage Guy from Avatar. I don't remember that guy.
Did you even watch the show?
I watched the show, but apparently I don't remember him. Wow, I suck.
Disappointing.
Dude, let's face it, you're always disappointed in me. Wow. Great welcome back. Thanks, bro.
Not wrong.
Appreciate it. This is a great welcome back.
You're welcome.
All right, then we got Samurai Jack 2-pack coming out. That will be exclusive. Most of these are exclusive to New York Comic Con, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just haven't all. I think all of these are.
Okay. So let's say we'll be going over
the
some.
only ones that aren't.
Okay. I think like the one.
What?
So basically, we'll be talking about a bunch of New York Comic Con pops. And then we'll also be going over some new Avengers Endgame pops that actually just got announced today, September 12th. So that is awesome. And then we also have some Back to the Future and Invader Zim pops to talk about. And then with Blu-rays, we got Dark Phoenix coming out. We'll be talking about that, even though that's a terrible movie. With Through the Wall, it looks like Disney has their eyes set on Haley Steinfield for a role, so we'll be talking about that. We have this week's sneak peeks. It's a very dry week. We'll be going over what's in the box after that, and then our main event of the evening will be our breakdown of It Chapter 2.
Hell yes.
Yeah. So, what do you say we get started, Caleb?
Let's do it.
All right. So, starting off with Adventures in Hunting. First off, we got Blood Splatter Pennywise, which this dropped on the Funko Shop, I believe, last week, didn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
It did.
And
It dropped on the 6th.
Okay, and I don't think it's sold out. I think it actually might still be up.
Yeah.
Wait.
So they call it like Blood Splatter Pennywise, but it's just like what he was in the Funhouse.
Yeah, it's
like with the tongue out.
like literally this could have been a chase version of the original pop.
Yeah.
I mean it's
Dude, like this is probably one. If I got this, I would probably keep it in the box.
Really?
Yeah, well, just because it's kind of goes with the scene.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of that. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
I agree, and I mean, if I ever found it for pretty cheap, maybe on eBay, I'll get it, but I'm not going to spend $22 on it.
Fair.
Although I did spend about $20 on the 10-inch Pennywise, so I was able to get a really good deal off Amazon. They were doing a warehouse deal to where even though the box is beat up, the pop is still in really good condition. So yeah, they were selling it for like 18 something. So
Sweet.
I know, dude, you can't beat that for a 10-inch pop.
Hell no, you can't.
So I'll eventually probably get that because I feel I have to own every single Pennywise. At least that's what it seems like.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just like Caleb has to own every Hulk.
You're damn straight.
All right, next up, this is okay. So is Cabbage Guy? Is he part of New York Comic Con?
He is.
Okay, all right.
And he's I'm not surprised you haven't heard of him because he's the guy that always gets his little cabbage cart like destroyed.
I'm sure I
by shit
have.
that the Avatar does.
Dude, I'm sure I have. It's been so long since I've seen that show.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too.
Was he in the movie?
I don't think so.
Wow. How dare they leave him out?
But why would you bring up that movie? Like, shut up.
Because I know it pisses off true fans.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm sure a lot of people are going to hate me.
Nah, just a couple.
Okay, that makes me feel a little better. Are you going to pick this guy up?
Probably not. I think it's just funny.
No.
But it's definitely not one I'm going to pick up.
Do you plan on picking up any of the Avatar pops?
I highly doubt it. Like, I liked Avatar a lot, but there's nothing from that show that really stuck with me.
Okay, I get that.
So probably not one I'm gonna get.
All right. Next up, we got the Samurai Jack 2-pack coming to New York Comic Con as well. I actually never watched this show. So
I didn't either.
okay, good. I'm not the only one. Phew.
Yeah, but it's just because it had that like anime-ish style, and I like got into it like with like in the middle, and then it couldn't keep my attention.
I think the animation looked really good. For some reason I just never got around to watching it as a kid. Wasn't it on Cartoon Network?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it says, well, yeah, Cartoon Network, but it also says Adult Swim on it.
Dang,
So
how violent was this show if it was on Adult Swim?
Beats me. I kind of want to see.
Yeah, dude, seriously though. I mean, overall, pretty cool 2-pack, I have to admit.
Yeah, that was a pretty decent 2-pack.
All right, next up, we got Daria. I literally know nothing about this. I don't really know.
Neither do I.
We suck.
Well, it's just certain shows we just didn't watch, but the figures I still think are important to talk about.
I know, I agree, but I mean, we're 2 for 2 here, man.
Yeah, I know. But we're getting into the shit that we do know.
True. All right, next up we got Mark Hamill in basically casual clothing.
Yep. So this one's actually not New York Comic Con. This is a Designer Con exclusive.
So I can basically kiss my chances of getting this goodbye.
I don't know, depending on how rare the Designer Cons are.
Yeah, I have no idea. So knowing my luck, it probably is going to be very rare. And yeah, there's no chance of me getting this. Just knowing my luck. I mean, I missed out on Scrappy Doo. Like, how does Scrappy Doo sell out? I still don't get that. So if I can't get Scrappy Doo, there's no way I'm going to be able to get this Mark Hamill. I just have a feeling.
That's fair.
All right, next up we got Big Bang Vegeta. You're the more so Dragon Ball fan.
So these ones are like some new Dragon Ball ones.
Are they exclusive to New York Comic Con as well, or just regular?
Let me see if I can find. I think these are just regular. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are just regular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had. Let's see where the picture of them was. Looks like they took the picture down, but yeah. So this was like a Big Bang Vegeta, but he's like in Super Saiyan mode. It looks pretty cool. Like I said, these aren't ones that I would get. There's like Meditating Piccolo, but he's like in his full Namekian outfit. The other two, I think these are Hot Topic exclusives, are just like the Super Saiyan Armor Vegeta and Super Saiyan Blue Goku. And those ones are pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree. Those are cool. I'm surprised Koi hasn't collected any of these. I really am.
Yeah, I don't think he knows enough about it, and he doesn't have a way of getting around like we do. So maybe that's what's keeping him.
All right. Okay. Okay. I'll give you that. That's fair. Okay. So Did you? Okay, so wait, did you already cover that other Dragon Ball pop? That was also on it.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I covered all the
Perfect.
Dragon Ball ones.
Okay, next up we got Kevin with the Carl and Ellie house, and I don't really need Kevin, but I kind of want this just for the house.
Dude, I want it just for the house too.
Because
I'm kind of pissed off that they're in a 2-pack.
I know, right? Because honestly, this would be perfect for the San Diego Comic-Con 2-pack exclusive they had of Carl and Ellie as kids. Just like placing that in front, that would just be so great.
Dude, that would be awesome.
But it's probably gonna be like $60.
Probably.
Because everything cool is expensive.
Yeah. That's a shitty part about living in the world nowadays.
Yep. Yeah, seriously, though. Alright, next up after that, we got Benson from, I'm assuming this is Benson, from Toy Story 4. I do not want to own a Funko Pop of a character that made me kind of shit my pants.
Yeah, this one's funky. I don't know if it's specifically Benson. I think they just called it like dummy or something.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, because Benson looked a lot like all the others, so I think they just said dummy.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. Still creepy though.
Oh, super
even
creepy.
in pop form. Alright, next up after that, we got our new Avengers Endgame line. Let's see. Do you have that pulled up at all, Caleb?
Yeah, I do.
Perfect.
Yeah, for those of you who can't tell, we're recording separate this week because I'm gone.
Because he sucks.
You suck. You were gone last week, asshole.
Hey, I had a good reason, though.
I have a better reason.
Yeah, okay.
Kinda.
Okay, they were both good reasons. Come on. It's even.
Yeah. But at least I showed up.
I had to move through the night, so kiss my ass. So, you can suck it. Hey, you guys did.
Anyway.
You guys did great, so no harm, no foul.
Yeah. Alright, so the first new Avengers Endgame figures that we got Gamer Korg, which is just Korg and his, like, kind of like something, it looks like something Taika Waititi would wear.
Yeah, it legit looks like a Hawaiian shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's just holding a controller, has headphones on his head, and is it just me, or are you seeing, like, little green spots on it?
I am too. What the hell?
Yeah, I don't think he had that in the movie.
Yeah, I don't think he did either.
Interesting.
It's Noob Master. He put him on them. Being called.
Okay, then the next one. Yeah, the next one is Captain Marvel, which, with her haircut, her new suit, like, look, and it looks like she has, like, the lightning or fire around her. Like, that one's pretty cool.
That one is pretty cool. I'll probably pick that one up.
Yeah. The next one we got is Bro Thor, or shirtless Bro Thor, holding a pizza. I kind of really like that one.
I do too. I don't know if I want that one more or Big Lebowski Thor. Well, I mean, they're basically the same thing. I mean, like, the one where he's, like, actually, like, fully clothed.
Right. The next one we got is one that I'm definitely going to be picking up, and it is Smart Hulk with 2 tacos.
As much as he hated what they did with Hulk in this movie, he still has to have it.
Yes, I'm committed.
I don't know, dude. Professor Hulk kind of grew on me after seeing it so many times.
No.
Yes.
No, forget you. Okay, next up we got kind of like a burnt-looking Thanos. Like, if you were to paint this green, this would basically be Shrek.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Do you think they should?
So it's just
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, it's just Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. It doesn't look like there are any stones on it.
Oh, damn.
And then half of his feint is like beat up.
Do you think they should do a movie moment for when Thor's cutting off his head?
That'd be a tough one to do with the figures.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, it'd be a lot easier than doing when they basically all hold him down and then Thor chops off his hand or his arm.
Fair.
So, but that would be a really cool movie
There's
moment.
There's a lot of movie moments that they could do, but they would be like really difficult to pull off. But then again, they did pull off the Hulk smashing Loki movie moment.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do I know?
Funko just better not do ones of like Black Widow and Gamora after their sacrifice.
Oh my gosh.
I will be destroyed.
Okay, the next one in that line is Instant Kill Mode Spider-Man, and I just barely noticed this. He's holding the Infinity Gauntlet.
You didn't see that?
No.
You suck.
Shit, I might need that one. Now that I see that one's really cool.
So that's what sells you? Not the spider legs or, like the red eyes because of instant kill. No, it's because he's holding the Infinity Gauntlet.
I love the Infinity Gauntlet. I love the Tony Stark Infinity Gauntlet. It's so cool.
It is, but I still like the original better. Maybe it's just because it was made for Thanos. And I just love Thanos so much.
That's probably it. And then the last figure in this line is a Captain America, like a battle-worn Captain America with lightning around him and holding Stormbreaker and a broken shield.
And I think Caleb can agree, this is the coolest one out of the whole new line.
Oh, for sure.
This one better not be
so
like a Funko
cool.
Shop exclusive, dude, I swear. Have they announced yet if these are all commons or what?
Oh, that would suck so bad.
Dude, I would cry. You already destroyed my chances of getting the other one because it was a Marvel Collector Core. Don't do this one as well, Funko.
Yeah.
All right. And then after that, we got a new Back to the Future pop coming out. We got Marty McFly. And isn't he wearing his Western gear?
Yeah, so this is the one, I think this is Back to the Future 3.
Yeah, the one everybody hates. Or at least that's what I've heard.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen this movie. I don't remember hating it.
I've never seen any of them. I haven't even seen the first.
What?
I know, right?
Dude.
Let's leave a moment of silence for everyone to shame me.
So this is this is his Back to the Future outfit where he's wearing like the pink, like super flamboyant looking Western gear. And this one's pretty cool.
Is it one you would buy though?
Not one I would buy.
Wow.
But still cool.
I admit it is, even though I haven't even seen any of the movies. All right, and then last, but certainly not least, with Funko Pops, we got a new Invader Zim Pop coming out.
Yes. And this one's just Zim holding the Earth. And then it comes with a small little Gur with a piggy.
Okay, that might be one I actually have to pick up.
I want that one super bad.
It better not be an exclusive.
I love Invader Zim.
It was a great show. You probably liked it more than I did, because I didn't watch it a lot. But I do remember really enjoying the show growing up.
Yeah, the show. I loved the show. Like I didn't get to watch the show until I was, like teenager age.
Yeah.
But yeah, I instantly loved the show. I thought it was freaking hilarious, and I still do.
No, it is
to
a
this
very
day.
good show.
I actually just watched the movie on Netflix.
Yeah, how was it?
It was super good.
Like, did it live up to the show?
I feel it did.
Okay, that's good. That's good to hear.
Like everything was on par. The humor was on par with the show. Like I was laughing out loud like throughout the entire movie.
Damn.
So, yeah, I applaud it for that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check
So,
that out.
I really liked it.
Okay, I'll have to check it out then.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to Blu-rays. We got Dark Phoenix coming out this week. There's going to be a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook as well as a Target Digibook. I will not be picking up either because this movie was... I didn't hate this movie, but it's not worth like $30.
Yeah, definitely not.
I'll pay like 10.
Dark Phoenix, we gave a C minus to.
Oh, damn, so it barely passed.
Yeah, barely.
Wow. I mean, I'm hoping that Steelbook doesn't sell out and then they just like put it on sale for like, if it's like $15 or lower, I think I would probably jump on it just because it is such a gorgeous Steelbook. Just sucks for such a bad movie.
Yeah, definitely. So,
Yeah, exactly. All right, next up with Through the Wall, the only one bit of news that we got, Disney is eyeing Haley Steinfield to play Kate Bishop in the Disney Plus series Hawkeye. And
this is inspired casting.
I completely agree. I really hope this happens because she is a tremendous actress.
She is. And especially if they're going to be doing the transfer from the shows to movies, we know she can hold a movie on her
Oh,
own.
yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, it may not be the Clint Barton Hawkeye movie that we get. It may be the Kate Bishop movie that we get, and I'm okay with that.
I am too. As long as we get some kind of Hawkeye movie, that's all I care about.
You're not picky?
No, not really. I mean, you know, I know a lot more about Clint Barton than I do about Kate Bishop, but I still love them both. They're both great iterations of Hawkeye.
Dude, that would be a decent Dreamcast. That way you get to know Kate Bishop a little bit.
Yeah, dude,
if you were to do another Hawkeye,
dude, we should.
Dreamcast with Kate Bishop.
Yeah, instead of Clint. I'm down.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, dude, we should do that with heroes that we don't know that well. We should do a Dreamcast, and then that just gives us the research that we need to know to like go and research them.
Yeah, dude, I love this.
Like a character we don't know anything about, but want to.
Yeah,
like that'd be a good way to learn about them.
I agree. Is there any coming to mind for you right now that you want to learn more about? That you'd want to do a Dreamcast of?
Yeah, so with me being gone for 3 weeks, I subscribe to the Marvel Unlimited. So I've actually been doing a lot of reading on different characters. Right now I'm reading the House of M storyline.
What's that about?
But so it's about Scarlet Witch kind of using her reality warping powers. It's just because I'm trying to get some research in because I feel like this is the adaptation that they're going to go with WandaVision.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so I'm reading that right now. I just started that today, the day that we're recording, Thursday, and I read a few Moon Knight comics the other day. Read some She-Hulk. Got caught up on Immortal Hulk. So I've been doing a lot of reading these this past week.
That's awesome. Do you think Moon Knight would be hard to do a Dreamcast of?
Moon Knight would be super easy to do a Dreamcast about.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah. So I think that'd be a great way to learn more about heroes we don't really know all that well.
Yeah, because I definitely agree. I want to know as much about Kate Bishop as I do about Clint Barton. So.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right. So we don't have any this week's sneak peeks, which is very sad. I'm gonna cry a little bit. But moving on to what's in the box. This past weekend, It Chapter 2 hit the big screen. And not surprisingly, it came in at number 1, but it did not pass It Chapter 1, which kind of sucks for an opening weekend. So it's the second highest grossing weekend box office for a horror movie. It is still number 1, and then in number 3 is Halloween from last year. But It Chapter 2 brought in $91 million, so that's actually not bad.
That's not bad at all.
But I'm sure Warner Brothers was hoping for a lot more.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but let's just. I do hope that it does make its money back. That I hope it at least matches It Chapter 1. So, and then in number 2 we got Angel Has Fallen. That brought in close to $6 million. So like barely missed it by, what was it? So it brought in $5,990,157. So it's barely. That kind of sucks. And then at number 3 we got Good Boys. That brought in about $5,500. In number 4 we got The Lion King. That brought in another $4 million.
What week is Lion King on?
That is an excellent question. It is in its 8th week.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that is
still top 5.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Okay, continue.
And then in number 5, finishing out the top 5, we got Hobbs and Shaw, which brought in another $3 million, almost $4 million. Yeah. From what I've seen, that movie I don't think really was that big of a success for Universal, or at least what they wanted it to be. So that sucks.
Right. I think everyone went in just expecting it to be another Fast and Furious movie.
Which it somewhat is, but I still enjoyed it.
You went and saw it?
Yeah, oh yeah, I saw Hobbs and Shaw. I think opening weekend, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I thought I told you that.
Nope.
Oh. My bad. I suck. All right. So, now that short bit of news is sadly finished, what do you say we move on to our main event of the evening?
I say let's do it.
Sweet.
Time for the main event.
It's main event time.
Let's play a game.
All right, with our main event of the evening, we'll be doing our All Bros breakdown of It Chapter 2. So,
Hell yes.
yes, where we will all float today. I wish I had a red balloon with me.
Okay, so I went to go see this on Tuesday,
As did I.
right? So I got home from work and got to my hotel room. And then I changed and everything, and I had a couple hours to kill, so I was just like watching TV or something. And then when it came time to go to the movies, I went to the movie, but I walked over there because that's like right across the street from my hotel.
Okay, nice.
So I walked over there. Probably the worst mistake of my life. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I got out around. So my movie was at like 6, and I got out around 8, and I was walking back, and I was paranoid the entire walk back, and so I ran across the street, and I was going through the parking lot, and I started hearing this beating from somewhere, and I looked around, and there was it wasn't red, but there was a balloon stuck to one of the lights in the parking lot.
Oh shit, dude.
I have never run that fast in my freaking life. Yeah, I got back to my room, turned all the lights on, and turned on like a comedy to help like calm myself down a little bit.
Oh, that's too
Because
funny.
I was like freaking out.
See, I didn't feel that way at all coming out of this movie. The first one I did. But, yeah, for some reason, yeah, this one, I did not feel that. But that's pretty funny. I really wish it was a red
I
balloon,
thought
though.
you'd get a kick out of that.
That would have been even better.
Oh my gosh, I would have shit my pants in the parking lot.
All right. So, what do you say we read off the plot of this beautiful movie? Well, it was a good movie.
All right,
All right. In
let's
2006.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, sorry.
First off, for anyone new to our breakdown system, we break down 8 individual parts of each movie that we break down. So we split it into 8 sections, and we split it between story, the writing, the acting, character development, music, effects, costumes, and then just give it an overall genre grade.
Yes.
And yeah, so with that, so now that you know how our system works, now you can read it and we can get into the talking about the story.
Because Rose doesn't know what he's talking about and skips over stuff. Rose sucks.
Yeah, Rose freaking sucks.
All right. In 2016, Derry, Maine, Adrian Mellon and his boyfriend Don Hagarty are attacked by a group of homophobic youths. Mellon is then thrown from a bridge and killed by Pennywise the dancing clown while Don watches helplessly. Mike Hanlon overhears the incident on a police scanner and rushes to the scene. Upon realizing that it has resurfaced, he calls the other members of the Losers Club, Bill Denbrough, Ben Hanscom, Beverly Marsh, Richie Tozer, Eddie Kasbrack, and Stanley Uris back to Derry. Most are... I'm gonna butcher this word. Amnesiac? It's... Caleb, help me out here.
Amnesiac?
Yeah, I think you're right. I know English, I swear. About their childhoods and disturbed by the calls, but agree to return. Stanley, however, commits suicide after his call. Okay. So, for a second, I did not think that this opening was in the book. I thought Andy Muschietti decided to just put this in here to kind of make a statement. But from further research, it turns out it was in the book, but it had, to me, way better context. Because the second part of this book takes place in the... What is it? I think it takes place in like the 80s, I believe. So the AIDS epidemic was like huge, and like literally no one wanted to deal with that shit. So it made sense that people were like, oh, I see, a gay couple making out. I'm not going to deal with that shit. I'm going to, what's the word? Do something about it. So,
right.
So I think that made more sense. But I mean, it was very terrifying that, or it was disturbing seeing a youth just being like, oh, we don't like that shit in Derry. Knock that stuff off. And like to the point where they're just like, oh, you guys are, so what's the word? I don't know what word I'm looking for, but just watching those two like get the snot kicked out of them, especially that one guy that is sadly killed by Pennywise later, what's his name, Adrian. That was hard to watch. Like, I wanted to actually turn away because that was very hard to watch.
Yeah. So when you told me about that and Dan gave me the context, because I didn't really care for the opening either. But in the book, the kids are from like the 60s, right?
Yeah, so
Or like from the original. So and
Yeah.
then 27 years later would put it in like the 80s or like the late 80s or
yeah,
90s.
I want to say it takes. They were either, I can't remember if they were kids in the 50s or 60s. I want to say that's when they were kids.
Yeah, so that's from the original.
Yeah.
So I think the reason that felt really odd and maybe out of place is because they did that time shift where it was
Yeah.
the kids from the 80s and now it's like our time.
I mean, and you still do see that these days, and I think this really showed like how like messed up of a town Derry is, because like it was very sad just watching them, put like back the beaver hat on him and just say, "Oh, welcome to Derry," and just dump him into the lake. But I still think that the book, the context of the whole situation was definitely handled a lot better.
Yeah, I agree.
But still a very interesting opening, and it was very disturbing watching him like almost drowned and like just seeing like Pennywise reaching to help him, and then Pennywise, eats his heart.
Yeah. Holy shit. Like they got this movie off to like a very strong start.
Yeah, they really did. Even the logo, how they introduced it, saying "It Chapter 2," like how it kind of like was in like carnival style. I thought that was really cool.
That was way cool.
All right, so the losers reunite at a local restaurant and slowly begin to recover their memories, but are terrified by disturbing visions and taunts caused by it. The group is then informed of Stanley's suicide. Okay, so didn't we watch the original It?
We did.
Okay, so I actually completely forgot of why Stanley decides to commit suicide. So it was actually, I'm glad that I did, because it was a welcome surprise to see why he did it towards the ending. It made sense.
I really liked how they addressed that too.
Yeah, they did.
Like they just didn't leave us hanging, being like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I think they handled it very well. I mean, it was still very sad.
Yeah, that was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Like I feel like as soon as he was getting in the bath, I knew where that shit was headed.
Well, yeah, because I think, that's how he killed himself in the original. So I'm like, okay, yeah. So here we go again.
Yeah.
But I mean, the actor they picked to play Stanley, even though he's barely in the movie, he did a great job as adult Stanley.
Yeah.
He
did a really good job.
He honestly looks like looking at a grown-up version, I could see the kid that played Stanley growing up to look like that.
Dude, I totally could too.
Like they
I was like, damn, you guys got spot on.
Yeah, seriously though, like it was insane.
The dinner scene, like before they found out that Stanley had done that.
Yeah.
The dinner scene was, I felt was awesome.
It really, just watching them like talk about like old memories of them in the Losers Club. That especially like the banter between Eddie and Richie. That was just so great.
Yeah, this is a testament to like the actors.
Yeah.
But they felt like friends.
Oh yeah.
Like they felt like a really tight group of friends, and I think it's just with all like the amazing actors, and I don't think that like I did not consider Bill Hader someone that was like a serious actor until this movie.
I didn't either.
Because he does freaking amazing.
He does. He had some of the best lines. I was telling Caleb one that like this was like one of the big lines that like I just laughed my ass off at, and it's before they even go into the restaurant, and Ben and Bev are talking to each other, saying, "Oh, you look great," just complimenting each other, and then Richie walks up and he's like, "Yeah, you guys look great. What the F happened to me?" This is so funny.
Dude, his comedy is just super amazing.
Yeah, he is spot on when
Like,
it comes
you
to
could not
delivery.
get a better actor for Richie.
No, they couldn't. And I feel that way a lot about the people, the adult actors they chose to play the Losers Club.
Yeah, they did amazing.
Yeah. All right. Sorry.
What did you think of the scene with like all the fortune cookies?
Oh, that was
Because I'll be real, because I forgot, I didn't realize that Beverly didn't open hers.
I didn't either. Yeah, until they like flipped the camera on her, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, dude, I kind of had that panicky feel too when they were trying to put them all together. I was thinking like, what the hell do all these words mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it was awesome because I felt like I was part of that moment, and then like they looked over at Beverly, and I was just like, oh shit, she hasn't opened hers yet.
And it was cool. They kind of put like a little puzzle into the movie.
Yeah, and they made, at least in that scene, it felt like you were part of that. Like it had some like audience engagement.
Yeah, no, it
stuff to
did.
it.
And how did you feel about like when the fortune cookies like started coming to life?
Holy shit, dude!
Dude, that baby one was, oh my goodness, disturbing.
Hell yeah.
That was the worst one of it all, and that crying just like blah.
Dude, everyone else, like how they freaked out, like again, this just goes to show how perfect these actors were. But they were losing their minds exactly how I think I would have.
Oh, I would have done the same thing. I would have done what Richie did, just pick up a chair and start beating the shit out of the table. Just shouting, "It's not real! It's not real!" I just love how he fought.
Anyway, continue on.
Wait.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. So, like, after, like, he does that, who is it that says, "Can we get the check, please"?
So that was Richie.
Okay.
Mike was the one that was smashing the chair.
Oh, yeah, that's who it was. Yeah. That was insane.
Dude, I love how, like, no one was paying attention to that.
Yeah, seriously, if I'm in a restaurant and I hear that much commotion, I'm going to go over to see what's going on.
Yeah, like, no one's giving them funny looks when they're walking out. Like, I would have been staring at those people for the rest of my trip inside that restaurant.
Yeah. And, like, they didn't have anyone from, like, an employee or management come up and say, "You guys need to, like, calm down." Like, all they get is just an employee, like, walking up and saying, "Oh, is everything okay?" I was just like...
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, you heard all that, right? Does it sound like we're okay?
It's like, no, we're fine.
Stuff happens to us on a daily basis. It's all good. Or should I say 27-year basis? Alright, so the group is then informed of Stanley's suicide. Richie and Eddie decide to leave while Mike reveals to Bill that he met with a Native American tribe who showed him a vision of it arriving to Earth from the stars and informed him of the ritual of Chud. I want to say I said that right. I think so. Of Chud.
How do you spell it?
Chud.
Yeah, with the way Mike was saying it, I thought it was like Jude or something, but Shood.
Okay,
that sounds
Chud.
right.
A way of destroying it once and for all. Bill and Mike convince Richie and Eddie to stay and finish what was started. Henry Bowers having... Okay, sorry, that's skipping ahead here. Did you like comprehend what Mike was saying about how to destroy it?
I understood a little bit of it. Like, it did take after his whole vision with
With Bill.
with Billy.
Yeah, like after he drugged him.
Yeah. Yeah, so it did take after that thing for me to comprehend it a little bit better. But yeah, I didn't have like a full comprehension of what the whole ceremony was until they were actually like down there.
Yeah,
doing
I
it.
didn't either. I was the same way. But I mean, it's interesting. I'm wondering if there's more context about it in the actual book.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Yeah, I really got to read this book. Like, seriously.
Yeah. Dude, something that I really liked is how Billy throughout this movie, like when they opened it up with him and was showing like his life and everything, he didn't stutter once. And I noticed that, like I was like, "Oh, like did he just like grow out of his stutter?"
Yeah, that's what I
And then
thought
as soon
too.
as he gets back to Derry, it starts like coming back.
Oh shit, I didn't even catch on to that. I thought he was just like
yeah, like his stutter was almost completely gone in the beginning, and then as soon as he comes to Derry, even when he's having a good time, it like starts to come back more and more and more.
See, I thought he just stopped trying to hide it because he was around his friends and he had nothing to hide. But oh shit, why didn't
you can't really hide a stutter like that.
Oh yeah, okay, good point. Man, you're picking up on so much stuff, and I'm just making myself look stupider and stupider. All right. So, Henry Bowers, having survived his apparent death, has been confined to a mental hospital, but with the help of it, he escapes. The guy that they picked to play adult Henry Bowers was fantastic.
They did really good with him.
Yeah.
The issue I had was that he didn't look anything like the kid.
I'll give you that. I'll definitely give you that.
Besides, like, if they would have cast someone else as the kid or cast someone else as the adult, that would have been awesome.
I feel he needed to be taller because Henry's pretty tall in chapter 1.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
So, but
great actor, not super great casting though.
Yeah, I'll give you that. What did you think of like the whole when he was getting arrested as a kid? Like they were going hard on him, like
that was
damn.
brutal.
But then
yeah, so we'll get into it a little. Like, okay, so I'll just get into it now.
Okay.
But because this confused the hell out of me, they were talking about all of the flashback scenes when they were going to like gather their tokens.
Mm-hmm.
All of the flashback scenes were of that summer where they separated, right?
Yeah, because that's the only time they really hung out.
Okay, so if that was the summer that all these flashbacks took place, what the hell was up with Richie's? Like when they had the flashback and he was in the arcade and he was getting picked on, Henry Bowers came out, and I was like, wait, I thought that asshole got arrested.
Well, yeah, no. So every single flashback they had, that takes place before they do that whole like ceremony thing. Like like when they cut their hands to make an oath that if it returned, they'd come back.
Right.
Yeah, so
wait, that was before?
Yeah, all of the flashbacks are before that.
Okay.
As far as I'm concerned, that's what it seemed like. Because after that whole like ceremony and everything, they don't see each other after that. They just all go their separate ways. Which honestly is like sad. If like you guys are that good of friends, why are you guys just gonna break apart like that?
Yeah. But that's what confused me. So most of the flashbacks were with, I thought this was like the summer that they separated, because they didn't leave or separate immediately after Derry.
Wait, what?
Like they had, like they didn't, like after the first, like, okay, so when they all these flashbacks were before Pennywise.
Yes. Well, it kind of like, so the I want to say the flashbacks happened like during the time that, like, oh, they're like, this is where it is supposed to be. This is how we're supposed to defeat it. Stuff like that. So it's kind of basically it's kind of like deleted scenes from the first It. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes a little bit more sense. Because I was thinking this all happened after.
Oh yeah, no.
Like after they went and stabbed Pennywise in the head, I thought they were still having like those hauntings from him.
No. This all happens before.
Because that's weird though. Because especially with like Beverly and Ben.
Yeah.
Because I thought Beverly wasn't part of their group until. Oh, I guess you never do really see Beverly, huh?
You see, the only time I remember seeing her was in Ben's flashback.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
And then she's still calling him like New Kid. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a little bit more sense now.
Yeah. So.
All
right. So for the ritual to work, each loser must have an artifact from their past. Beverly goes to her old home and finds the love letter Ben wrote for her, though she still believes Bill wrote it. Okay, this scene, because, like, this was the first time that we finally got to see what the woman looked like.
Holy balls!
Yeah, dude, I had the same reaction.
Dude, that was so much worse than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, that was terrifying.
Dude, so when I go see horror movies in theaters, I'm usually like closing one of my ears or like have my fingers in my ear.
Yeah.
So I thought I knew that scene because I'd seen the trailer for It Chapter 2 a lot. So I was prepared for that scene, and I was like, okay, like I know this one's going to be like have this little jump scare. I'll be fine. Nope. As soon as she started coming running and she was like bent down and had the funky face, I was just like, what the hell? Like, what is this?
Oh my
gosh. Dude, that was so creepy.
It seriously was. She just had to be naked, didn't she?
Yeah. Freaking disgusting.
Seriously, though. Ugh.
Anyway.
All right, moving on from that terrifying image. Bill goes to the storm drain where Georgie was killed and recovers Georgie's paper boat before meeting a boy named Dean, who tells Bill that he lives in Bill's old house and often hears voices of children and a clown coming from the shower drain. I was honestly amazed that Bill was able to escape all those hands grabbing him when he reached into the drain for the paper boat.
I'm amazed he got out with the paper boat.
Yeah, right? I was like, dude, how did you not let that go?
Yeah, no shit. I thought his token was going to be the bike.
That's what I thought too, but at the same time, like, how could you burn that? I mean, I guess you could. Oh, well, duh, you could just burn like one of the handlebars.
True.
Yeah. But. Yeah, I love how.
Yeah, like that one was kind of, that token was kind of dumb.
Really, that one
because
made
that's
sense.
Like basically, it made sense, but it was dumb in the sense that it was basically Pennywise giving it to Bill.
All right, I'll give you that. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so it felt weird to me. I was just kind of like, okay, that doesn't make sense. Like, you're giving him the tool he needs to try and kill you.
Yeah. It was, though, very disturbing just watching him. Not very disturbing, but it was interesting just seeing him, like, shout at the kid. Just, move out of Derry, never come back, make up an excuse to your parents. You have to move. Just get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I didn't really like the whole, the sequences with the kid. Like, I liked the funhouse sequence, but I didn't like the whole deal with that they did with the kid. It felt weird.
Did you feel he was set up to die?
He was totally set up to die. I knew that kid wasn't making it.
Yeah, I did too. All right, so Ben goes to the town's high school and finds his old yearbook page, which Beverly was the only person to sign. And then we see, in this part, we also see his flashback of him sitting after class, putting his books away, and then Beverly starts smoking, and it's Sadie goes in for, because I'm confused about this because I don't know actually what she said, because it just cuts to Pennywise saying stuff that Bev would never say, but Ben goes in to kiss her. And she's like, "Oh wait, no, I'm not thinking that." And then Pennywise is just like, "Why would someone want to kiss you? You're so fat," and all this crap. And it's just like, okay, when did it cut off from Beverly? That's my question.
Yeah, that felt really weird.
It also is, just what really. Speaking of Ben, there is a scene. Where they're in a underground clubhouse that they built, and there's a part where, because for this movie, the kids that were the kids that played, the kids in the first It came back to film these other scenes, and you can tell some of them have changed drastically in 2 years, and the biggest ones were Jeremy Ray Taylor, who played Ben, and Finn Wolfhard, who plays Richie. And because Jeremy Ray Taylor's face changed so much, they actually had to CGI it to look more younger. And there's a part where there's kind of a shadow cast on him because he's talking to Beverly, and oh my god, the CGI was so cringy on his face. I had to look away, and my teeth were clenched. It was so bad.
Yeah, that was rough.
I mean, Richie's
that it completely pulled me out of the scene, dude. I was just like, ugh.
Yeah, Richie's wasn't that bad, I don't think.
Yeah. But Ben's was really bad.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. So,
yeah, not a big fan.
Yeah, I'm not either. I don't know, did they spend all the CGI on Pennywise or what? Because
makes sense.
Yeah, that's the notion that I was getting. Because, and I even because Jeremy Ray Taylor, did get taller, so that kind of looked even awkward too. But, well, no, at the same time, almost all of them got taller. So never mind. But that also still looked awkward, too, because it's supposed to be taking place during the exact same summer. And, they're all, taller than what we saw them last time. So.
Yeah.
All right. So, Eddie goes to a pharmacy and recovers an inhaler. And it was very interesting seeing that the pharmacist still works there.
Dude, that dude was older than freaking dirt.
Seriously.
He looked like he was about to fall apart.
He legit did. His skin was so dry.
Oh my gosh, he was hard to look at.
He really was. And I have to admit, it was really funny that his daughter was still working there. I have to admit that was pretty funny.
That was pretty good. That was a weird scene too, with Richie, or not Richie, with Eddie.
Yeah, that
when he went, you could feel for the young Eddie when he was down in the basement and doing all like what he was experiencing.
Yeah. That's me.
But that whole scene was funky.
Yeah, maybe this is why this movie was kind of less scary for me. It just felt kind of weird. And, this is what happens in the book, but it's just kind of weird watching adults fight a clown or, like, deal with what, a clown is dishing out to them.
Yeah.
So
it's not even that. I think the anticipation was I think it was the movie was a little too easy to read. Like
yes, I agree.
From the first one, or who was the first one to get their shit?
It was Beverly.
Or Beverly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew as soon as that scene was over and they moved on to Bill and then all the other people.
Yeah.
You knew what was happening. They were going to go get their token. They were going to get scared by Pennywise, and then it was going to move on to the next person.
Yeah.
And I feel like that pulls away from like the jump scares that we got from the first one, because we didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, no, we didn't. Like, I feel in...
And in this one, you knew. You didn't know, like in the first one, you didn't know what was coming. You didn't know when it was coming. This, you very well felt when it was coming.
Yes, I completely agree. Like, I think Bill Skarsgård was again fantastic as Pennywise in this movie. But
he was amazing.
In my opinion, I think he was a little scarier in the first one. Maybe that's just because of like I said, like just him dealing with the adults this time and not the kids.
Yeah. And I don't even know if that's like his fault.
No, it's not Bill
like
Skarsgård's fault at all.
Yeah, it's because I feel like they used him too often.
Yeah. I mean, but that...
Like, I feel like one of the things with Pennywise, like, even in the original, he was more mocking them than he was trying to scare them.
Yeah. I mean, he still does a little bit.
Him trying to mock them.
The only one I can remember him mocking really was Ben, and that's when he's like getting buried alive, and he's just like, "Oh, after all those sit-ups, you're still a little fat boy that can't." I'm sounding like Fozzie right now, trying to sound like Pennywise.
What the hell are you?
I don't know. See, I can't do Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise. But just how he's like, even after all those pull-ups and push-ups, you're still a fat little boy that can't, make it on his own and get himself out of trouble. That's the only, like, real time I saw him, like, antagonizing one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like, I don't know. Like, with the original, like in the library scene, wasn't that Ben? That he was antagonizing someone.
No, that was original. I want to say that was actually Eddie that he was antagonizing in the library.
Eddie? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would have almost like that. Like, I would have almost preferred something like that, where it was Pennywise just kind of antagonizing them, and then left all the horror stuff to like the other people.
Yeah.
That he was attacking.
Would you still want the actors also flinching at the balloon popping?
Yes.
I still think that's so funny. Just watching them flinch at it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I would have done the same
that's
thing.
What I almost would have preferred. Like, he knew that they were there to kill him.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would have been funny for him to just pick on them, antagonize them while they were trying to collect all this shit.
Yeah.
And like, if he knew what their plan was and was just trying to like mess with them.
Yeah, it's true.
Because he's just like, oh, this plan's never going to work, and then if he were like, and then like that payoff would have been like even funnier if we thought that it did work, and then once Mike went to go put the cap on that thing, if it was just like, then he starts coming out and being like, oh, you think it'd be that easy? And then all the freaking terrifying
Dude, that would have been so awesome if that... I mean, like,
right?
What happens at that part, I was just like, oh, shit. I mean that was cool, but let's not skip ahead yet.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's what I would have preferred. I would have preferred less scare. I mean, I think he should have done something to scare them, but more of like not a I'm going to terrify you to your core, more of like an antagonizing scare.
Speaking of the scene with like Richie, of like how it shows like flashback of him going through the same scene where he has to go into the basement, and like he sees his mom strapped to a chair, and he has to free her.
Eddie.
Sorry, Eddie. I'm sorry. The part where like it just keeps getting closer. The leper, right?
Yeah.
Like to the point where it's like so close, and he's just like, "Screw it, Mom, you're on your own." I was like, "Oh damn," because I never thought I'd see Eddie do that. Like Eddie loves his mom, so.
Yeah, but he likes living more.
Yeah, true. That's a good point.
And I honestly do not blame him.
I don't either. But
I'd be out of there too. I'd be like I would definitely give it like the old college try.
Yeah.
But once it got like close enough where it could touch me, I'm out. Like I love you, Mom, but
it's like
I don't know if I can handle that.
And then dude, when adult Eddie is chokes out the leper and then he throws up on him.
Oh my gosh,
that was
freaking disgusting.
That was so gross.
Yeah. Dude, so what the hell happened with that scene? Like, was he saying shit to the leper? Like, how was he able to overpower? Or was that just kind of part of
I don't know. I guess
the deal?
he did what they do to Pennywise later on in the movie, which we will talk about.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right, continue.
All right. So after Eddie, Richie goes to an abandoned arcade where he finds a game token, and that is his piece that he throws into for a sacrifice. And so speaking of like this flashback that Caleb brought up with Richie, I think what was he playing? Was it Street Fighter with one of oh my goodness, what's the bully's name? Henry or Bowers, whatever.
Yeah, with his cousin.
Yeah, his cousin. Okay, so was this just like him, like, oh, like he wanted a friend, or in your opinion, was this, spoiler alert, was this kind of like his first instance of showing that Richie is kind of gay?
I felt that it was just more like because I thought that this scene was after like they separated.
Yeah.
And we're just like, which is weird, dude. Like, because Beverly was in that group when they split off.
Yeah.
Like that's what confused me. That's why I thought it was after Pennywise.
Yeah. No. This all happens before that. Yeah. No,
yeah. That was weird. But. No, it like that scene. It felt more like him just wanting to make a friend.
Okay, yeah. Now thinking about it, I would agree with you there.
Like that, I got my first little hint that maybe like that he was gay, but it was because they basically flat out were making fun of him about it. I would not have pieced that together otherwise.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either.
And then, like, they kind of, like, were kind of beating a dead horse when he was outside and being like, or when he was outside sitting on the bench and Pennywise was on Paul Bunyan.
Yeah.
And being like, let's play truth or dare. Oh, wait, no one wants to know, or you don't even know what your truth is, or something like that.
Yeah, and then he's pointing out when he is antagonizing the adult Richie, and he's just like, oh, you don't want anyone to know your dirty little secret, do you? Just all that. See, I don't know how I didn't.
Yeah, like that's when you're just kind of like, okay, I got it.
See, I feel so stupid for that not clicking. Like, was I just fully invested in this movie or
that
something?
Was, like, in your face.
Apparently, it wasn't for me.
A very in your face.
I am really stupid. Apparently, I guess I was just really invested in this movie, but in essence, I should have still gotten that if I was invested. But I don't know. Maybe I was just really tired and I was not picking up on this stuff.
Yeah, I don't know when this film takes place. I'm assuming it takes place in 2019.
2016, actually.
2016?
Yep.
Okay. By then, I feel like that lifestyle is a lot more accepted.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like he could have honestly just been like, it's 2016, bitch.
Yeah, no, all of the Losers Club would have been so understanding. Like, come on.
Yeah, like, yeah, that scene was weird. Like, and like I said, kind of beating a dead horse. We're like, okay, we get it,
I'll admit.
or I got it.
Shut up. I'll admit that part with Paul Bunyan, that was terrifying. What they did with that statue.
That was scary.
That was awesome. Like how the more he moves, the
Oh
more
my
he keeps
gosh.
like falling apart. Like, oh, that was
Yeah.
so cool.
Dude, I freaking like almost shat myself. Like as soon as he sat down and was just like talking, and then he looks up and Paul Bunyan's missing, I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, I was the same way. I was like, oh great, it's starting.
Yeah, I was just like, oh shit, and then he like shows up, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, how do you lose something like that? But oh my gosh, that scene was terrifying.
Yeah, it really was. All right. After escaping individual encounters with it, the losers use a shower cat from their childhood clubhouse for Stanley, and Mike finds the rock that started their fight against the Bowers gang years prior. Bill realizes that it is going after Dean and rushes to a carnival to save him, but he helplessly watches Dean be devoured by it right in front of him. This was so hard to watch. This was depressing.
That was dark.
Like, oh, that was just watching him like plead, like, please, like, don't do it this time. Take me, like, oh, so sad.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And it wasn't just like he got bit or anything. He freaking exploded in a burst of blood.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what was rough for me. I was just like, oh, damn.
I still think, going kind of back to the beginning, there's a part with Pennywise where there's this little girl at a baseball game with her mom, and she sees a firefly, and she starts following it, and Pennywise, catches it, and he's just like, hello, he starts talking to her, and just saying like, oh, how, no one wants to be, or like, well, no, what does he say? He's like, oh, this is your nickname, I know everyone that's your friend calls you this, and she's just, what does she say, like, you're a stranger, you're not my friend, and she starts turning away. I'm like, finally, a smart kid. It's about time.
Exactly. I was just like, you smart, like,
But then he had to pull.
Saying, like, yeah, like, oh, I'm your friend, I'm Pennywise, blah, 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 and she's just like, I don't know you, you're a stranger, and then left.
But then he had to pull the whole.
He started doing the crying, and I was like, wait, what are you doing, you sneaky bastard?
He's just like, oh, no one ever wants to be friends with the clown because of how I look and all this shit. And then she's just like, I know how you feel because she has a birthmark on her cheek. And he's just like, oh, I can make that poof away. You just need to, come a little closer. And she gets pretty damn close. And I'm like, oh, I know what's about to happen. I know what's going to happen. And he starts counting down. He's just like, 1, 2. And he pauses for like 5 seconds before he says 3. And then she starts turning around. And she's just like, you forgot to say 3. And he bites her head off. Like,
yep.
Oh, that was. I knew it was coming, but I was still like, damn.
Dude, I didn't even notice her birthmark until he started saying, like, oh, like, everyone laughs at me because of how I look.
See, I did.
And then she kind of turns around, and I was like, oh, shit.
See, I didn't actually notice that either, but it's because, at the beginning, she's the little girl at the carnival that the two guys are playing a game with, and she lets the one guy win, so he gives her the prize.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Yeah, so I thought that maybe that was just like face paint that like she had put on there. That's what I thought that was. I never would have thought that was a birthmark. So yeah, when she points that out, I'm like, oh shit. So Pennywise always has to get him, doesn't he?
Always.
That might
Fetching
be
hell.
my favorite Pennywise moment in this movie.
That was a pretty great moment.
Like, just how Bill Skarsgård was illuminated, and just everything was just perfect about that scene.
Yeah.
All right. So, So, traumatized by his failure to save both Georgie and Dean, Bill returns to the Niebolt house to murder it. Bowers attacks and wounds Eddie and Mike, but is killed by Richie. Okay, this scene, like after, he stabs Eddie in the cheek, but then Eddie, is able to pull it out and then stabs Bowers in the stomach. Before he leaves, he says one of the best lines in the movie, doesn't he? Say, "It's been 30 years. It's time to get a haircut." Or like that mullet like died 30 years ago or something.
Oh my gosh. Dude,
that was just
Richie and Eddie were the comedic highlights of this movie.
They were. I mean, that's how it was in the first one too. So
yeah.
That wasn't really a surprise, and the adults they picked to play them were cast perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I didn't know how I was gonna feel about the guy that they cast to play Eddie, but he did a fantastic job.
He did an amazing job. I loved him.
All right. The rest of the losers depart for the Deanbolt house to help Bill. So this is funny when they arrive, how, like they're talking about how, like we all went in there when we were kids. We're going in there again as adults together. And Bill's just like, come on, Richie, you said it best the first time. He's just like, I don't want to die. He's like, no. He's like, you're lucky we're not comparing dick sizes. He's like, no. Let's kill the Stephen clown? Yeah, that's it. Oh, that was great.
That was pretty awesome. I really kind of appreciated the scene when they were in the house, when they had the Stanley, like they had the head that kind of came and rolled out and grew the spider legs.
Ew.
Oh my gosh, that was disgusting.
That was so gross.
I had a really hard time watching that.
Really?
Yeah, because it's spider legs, and then it's just like coming out of different parts of his body, like especially the scene with the eye.
Okay,
like
yeah,
that
was pretty
eyeball,
gross.
I was like,
please tell me you just got a drink. You didn't get popcorn, did you?
Oh hell no.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I just got a drink.
Okay.
But yeah, that scene was disgusting. So freaking raunchy.
Yeah, I completely agree.
But I really appreciated when it was basically trying to rip Richie's face off, and they're fighting it. I really liked how they had Eddie kind of be afraid of it.
Yeah.
And him just saying like he's basically like weeping, and he's just like, I'm sorry, I'm afraid. And I liked how everyone's reaction wasn't to just immediately attack him. I mean, yeah, Bill kind of did at first.
Yeah.
But then he kind of was just like, listen, this is how, like, we need to face against this and everything and all that fun stuff. Like, I loved that scene.
Yeah, I did too.
Like, it shows that even adults can get scared.
Yeah, no.
It's not just kids.
Mm-hmm. Right. The group descends into a massive cavern beneath the sewers and complete the ritual. But, okay, so before this, the part where it's Richie and Eddie, like where they face the three doors again, where it says like, scary. I think it says scary. Very.
So that was after.
Oh, that was. Oh yeah, that was after. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So I had a note about this. If that's the exact same place that they faced off against Pennywise in the first one,
Yes.
where the hell did the pile of garbage go?
Pile of garbage.
Yeah, you remember the big ass pile
Oh, yeah.
that all the kids were floating around?
Well, I don't know. That might have just disappeared because remember, towards the beginning of the movie, all of the kids that were floating just floated out of the sewers. So that might have gone with them.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
Yeah, that was like
Never mind.
scary to watch. That was like sad watching.
Yeah, that was freaking gross.
All right, so the group descends into a massive cavern beneath the sewers and complete the ritual, but it is able to withstand the ritual unaffected. It takes on a giant spider-like form with Pennywise's head and pressures Mike into revealing to the losers that the natives who attempted the ritual in the past all perished. Okay, I'll give him this. The spider Pennywise looked a lot better in this one than it did in the original.
100%.
Yeah. I feel it could have looked a
really
little
liked
better.
I liked how Pennywise was kind of, when he was revealing that to the losers.
Yeah.
That he was still, like, he still had that Pennywise face and look about him, and was kind of crawling around all over wherever. I'm just gonna call it like his impact zone.
There we go. Yeah.
Like looking through it and like crawling around everywhere. I really liked that scene.
I did too. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
the CGI actually looked pretty good on the spider. Like I have to admit.
It did. It looked really good.
Yeah.
I really liked. So this is where they kind of have like their split off, where they try to do the ritual, and it kind of works.
Mm-hmm.
But Mike isn't able to fully close the. Whatever you want to call that.
Yeah, I don't know the official term for it.
Box.
There we go. Let's go with that.
Yeah, he wasn't able to completely close the box, and then they ran off and kind of went on their own like mini adventure again.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked each of their adventures, because this is where it was Richie and Eddie with the not scary at all.
Yeah.
Scary and very scary.
It's like he wants you to choose very scary. He's trying to trick us. And then, like they see that shit and they're just like, he's effing with us this time. This is bullshit.
Dude, I would have had the same thought.
Yeah.
Like, I would have gone running and been like, yeah, I'm not going through the not scary at all door.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm going through the very scary door because obvious, like I would have fallen for that.
Yeah, no, I would have
and
too.
Then I would have gone through. And I kind of want to know what was behind the scary door.
I do too. Dude, yeah, I was hoping they were going to open that one.
Yeah, and then they're just like, all right, he's not effing with us. And then they go to the not scary at all door, and it's the little tiny dog.
Oh my goodness, what that turned into was, oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. And
so many
I loved Eddie's reaction when they were running back down that hallway. They're just like, next time we're going with regular scary. I loved that.
Yeah,
that scene between them. Like it's just funny because it's exactly how I would react.
Yeah, no, I'd be the exact same way. All right.
Like I loved how they didn't like jump through the door. They were waiting for something.
Yeah.
And I just liked how they had that waiting moment, because I would have totally been suspicious of that door too.
No, I would have too. All right. The losers are then thrown into nightmarish scenarios. So what happens to Richie and Eddie? That they all eventually escape from before arriving back in the cavern. Richie is hypnotized by its hypnotic deadlights. Yeah, I was just like,
that was hilarious.
Yeah, he's like getting into like, he's having like an awesome like hero moment, and all of a sudden he just goes like ragdoll.
Yeah, so they're nightmare scenes. The only one that I actually like really enjoyed, I mean, I thought the one between Richie and Eddie was funny. The one with Ben and Beverly, I thought was total bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. I liked the one that Bill did. That one was cool.
That one was really cool.
Yeah. Like how he finally accepted that, it wasn't your fault that your brother died that day.
Yeah, and that he's not a bad brother
Yeah.
just because he didn't want to hang out with Georgie one time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all Pennywise.
Like, I really liked that chat. I didn't really care that he had to freaking drown Georgie.
Yeah, that was kind of, I'm like, okay, but I mean...
I was like, okay, not wanting to hang out with your brother, that doesn't make you a bad brother, but drowning him does.
I guess that was the only way that he could finally put Georgie at peace.
That's dark.
This is it. This is Stephen King, man. Stephen King is dark.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, have you seen Pet Sematary?
No.
Oh, not even the original?
Nope.
Oh, well, I know what we're watching on our next movie night.
Yeah, so that's what I felt. Like, I really liked Ben's. I'm kind of
You mean
bummed
Bill's,
that we didn't
not
get to
Ben's?
see one from... Or Bill's, yeah. Yeah, Ben and Beverly's was dumb. Like, they got separated.
Yeah, and then, well, I mean, that was the way
And
that...
then there's just, like, next to each other? That's
Yeah, I was like, what
bullshit.
the hell? But that's how they found out that they truly love each other.
Yeah. Like, personally, if I were Beverly and someone started, like, screaming that, I'm like, why the hell do you think that's my priority right now? Like, I'm trying not to drown in blood, you asshole.
Yeah, that's
So
the
anyway.
scene where Pennywise is taunting Ben, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when they're getting taunted by, like, everyone.
Yeah.
Like, Beverly is just reliving all of the moments with, like, her bully people who were after
Yeah.
her, like, her dad and whatever, which that shit was weird.
Yeah. I think Ben's is really
but
the only one that we actually saw, like, Pennywise in person, like, actually taunting him.
Yeah, definitely.
So once Richie is hypnotized by the dead lights, he is about to be killed, but Eddie saves him, being impaled by it in the process. So I don't really remember the original It, and I never read the book, so I literally didn't know who made it and who died. So yeah, watching Eddie die, that was very sad.
That was really sad, especially after he had that moment of, like, he was building up, like, the courage to go face this clown, and he had that little, like, I think it was like a gate arrow looking thing.
Yeah.
That
Beverly said, if you believe it kills monsters, it kills monsters.
Yeah, like, I wasn't expecting it to kill Pennywise by no means.
Yeah.
But it was really sad that he had that belief and then he gets freaking stabbed.
Yeah.
And so sad. Like so freaking sad.
It's like, Pennywise, you asshole.
Yeah, and this is where Bill Hader freaking knocked it out of the park with his acting.
Yes. Like, seriously, yeah. So tuning from that, the losers regroup and realize it can be killed if they stand up to it and make it feel smaller than it actually is. So the way to kill it, aka Pennywise, is basically bully him into turning back into a baby. Because that's literally what they do.
This was so freaking dumb.
It really was. I was just like, what the hell is happening?
Okay, so when they were talking about the plan to get Pennywise to go through the cave and have to shrink down, I was like, okay, I can get behind this plan. Like, I can see them doing something funky with this, but yeah, I can get behind this plan.
Yeah, I could
And then
too.
when he cuts them off, I'm like, oh shit, what are they going to do? And then Mike freaking pulls the bullshit line, there's more than one way to make someone feel small. As soon as he said that, I pissed off the people next to me. because as soon as he said that, I was just like, no.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. No. You are not doing this, are you?
Yeah, like, I knew exactly where they were going. I'm like, are they going to treat Pennywise how they've been treated?
I really
then they
wonder if
did.
this happens in the book. I'm sure
Oh
it
my
does.
gosh.
But I mean, like a lot of people say Stephen King is not the best when it comes to writing endings, and I think that this part kind of shows it.
It does. It so does.
Like,
Oh my gosh, so bad.
Like, this is such. This is such a dumb way to kill it. Like, yeah, this just doesn't make sense. This is how you kill Pennywise.
Yeah, exactly.
You literally bully him back into birth.
Dude, I almost would have preferred, like, this is what I would have done personally. I would have had them not be able to do the ceremony.
Yeah.
Have the entire sequence with them being separated and whatever with Pennywise comes down, and then have Mike or Bill or someone start doing the ceremony, but kind of doing it on the run.
Yes.
So maybe like starting the fire, throwing the stuff in, and then tossing it to each other. And
yeah,
then,
that
like,
would have been
throwing
actually
their
really
token
cool.
in, and then doing then have it end up back in the center, and then them start doing like the chant.
Okay, yeah, that would have actually been really cool.
That would have been much better than bullying him into a baby and then ripping out his heart.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
like, are you shitting me?
Dude, when wasn't it it's Mike who rips out his heart, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dude, I got flashbacks of Cult of Chucky when Andy's ripping out the gun from the Chucky doll that he sent. He's like ripping out all of his insides and getting the gun. I don't know why, but I got like flashbacks to that when that scene was going on.
Dude, I got flashbacks to Temple of Doom.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I almost wanted to just start saying, like, Kalima. Because that was the end. Oh my gosh, so bad.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't.
Like, I was almost expecting a PSA after the movie was over. Just be like, don't bully, kids.
Dude, that would have been so funny.
The more you know.
It's like even a clown can't avoid bullying.
Dude, so freaking bad. I did not care for that at all.
I didn't either. All right. So Eddie dies from his injuries, sadly, despite Richie's attempts to save him. And the part where they, like they exit the house before it all collapses, his Richie's reaction, just like trying to, tear away from the other losers holding him back, saying, like he's still alive, we can still get to him. A true testament to how great of an actor Bill Hader is.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. The remaining losers return to the quarry where they once swam together. Beverly, who has realized it was Ben who wrote the letter, shares a kiss with him, and the two start a romantic relationship. And it was so cute that they kissed underwater. Like, aww.
Yeah, I saw that coming from a billion miles away.
Richie returns to the bridge where he had once carved his initials and those of another person, now revealed to be Eddie. And apparently that still didn't kick into my head what was going on. Man, I'm stupid.
Yeah. I felt like that one was a bit weird, but it worked.
It did.
It wasn't like super out there, but it wasn't super earned either.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let's see. Mike decides to move out of Derry to start a new life. I thought that was actually really cool. I really liked that.
I appreciated that too.
The losers all receive. I don't know grammar. Apparently, postum. Okay, you're gonna have to say this word. What is it? Where did it go? POSTHUMOUS.
Spell that again.
POSTHUMOUS.
Posthumous.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. So the losers all received posthumous letters from Stanley explaining that he believed he would have held them back, but knew they could defeat it if they were brave without him. So it was really sad, basically, because Stanley couldn't believe that he could defeat it if he went along. Just because they all had to be there, he had to commit suicide so he could take himself out of the picture.
Yeah, I felt like he could have just not gone.
It wouldn't have worked, though. They wouldn't have been able to kill it.
Yeah, they could have just done, how do you know, though? He could have just not gone, and they just grab a token for Stanley.
Because Pennywise even points out when they're at the Chinese place, like, oh, I guess Stanley couldn't make the cut or something like that. He would have done something and been like, oh, there's still one remaining. You can't, kill me with just you guys. It has to be the complete losers club.
They could have if they just bullied him like they did.
All right, I can't argue with you there.
Okay. So is that all the story?
Yep, that is all the story.
All right. So what are you thinking with this?
It's definitely not as strong as the first but I feel a lot of people even say that about the second half of the book. So just kind of it's understandable that the story of this one kind of suffered from the original. I'm in like the 80s for a score for the story. What about you?
I'm actually in the 80s for the first one. I'm at like 75 with this one. Because
actually,
I don't know. This one just didn't hold up.
No, it doesn't. I definitely agree. And actually, I can agree with you on 75.
75? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the story was good if you don't look that hard at it.
Yeah. Did it feel like a 3-hour movie to you?
It felt long.
See, it didn't feel long to me for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know
there
why.
was just some scenes that made it feel a little longer than it was.
Because honestly, to me, it flew by. It did not feel like 3 hours. Maybe it's just me.
All right. So, writing. How do you feel the writing worked? Because I feel the writing was a little bit better than the story.
It was. It definitely was stronger.
Yeah. Like, there were their individual parts that kind of, with including the writing, with like the dialogue between characters and whatnot.
Yeah.
That felt very strong to me. It was just how all that writing worked into a story that kind of brought it down.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So I'm personally sitting around
like an 80?
Maybe like an 8 or like a 77.
What about 78?
I can do 78.
Okay.
All right. Now on to acting. So I have Jessica Chastain, Bill Hader, James McAvoy, Jay Ryan, James Ranzor, and Isaiah Mustafa, and Bill Skarsgård. I didn't include the actor or like the kid actors, and I didn't include Henry Bauer.
That's fine.
And yeah, but I didn't include Stanley either.
Okay, you didn't?
Yeah, just because he wasn't a big part.
That's
I just
true.
wanted to focus on the main people that had like the biggest impact in this.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Okay, so first off, Jessica Chastain as Beverly Marsh.
I think she did a really good job.
I think she did too. I didn't really buy her acting a little, like, at times.
I'll give you that. She definitely was not my favorite out of the Losers Club adult actors. But she
I feel like hers was actually the weakest.
See, actually, I feel different. I don't know. To me, actually,
did you feel did the worst? Or like who do you think?
The guy that actually played Ben, I feel he was actually the weakest to me.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think he was definitely like lower on the scale, but I think he was definitely better than Jessica.
Yeah, now thinking about it. Yeah, like going back to like some of the scenes in the movie. Yeah, you got a point. Yeah, he was better than her. I apologize.
Like with Jessica, and she's not a bad actress.
No, she's not.
It's more with. So the guy that played adult Ben was Jay Ryan.
Yeah.
I feel like because he does a lot of what is it, like more romantic stuff, so his romantic beats were very on point.
I would definitely agree they were.
Yeah, and like that's what brought his score up for me. He was like very good at playing with those romantic parts.
All right,
Jessica
I'll give you
Chastain, she was more like average throughout the entire film.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. So I take back my comment.
Do you think? Yeah, what are you thinking with her?
I'm in like the 70s. What about you?
I'm in the 70s as well.
Like a 72?
That's actually like exactly where I was thinking. I was like, she wasn't bad enough for like a 70, but she wasn't good enough for a 75.
Yeah, I agree. All right,
so
perfect.
72 I can do.
Sweet.
All right, next up we got Bill Hader that played Richie. He was actually like the standout for me.
He was honestly the best, besides, I mean, of course, Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise, but he was like the best performance of the whole movie.
I 100% agree.
So he's pretty high for me.
Yeah.
Like, he's definitely in the 90s.
Yeah, I'm not super sold on like a 95.
No, but maybe like,
so
well, like...
I'm like 91.
Okay, I'll give you 91.
Cool. All right. Next up, we got James McAvoy as Bill.
He did fantastic as well. Like you told me,
he was another outstanding.
Yeah, I want to say you told me last night. He had the stutter down perfectly.
He did.
Like fantastic job by him with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you say maybe like in the 80s for him? Like the high 80s?
I'm thinking high 80s. Maybe like I think he was definitely a few points below Bill Hader.
Yeah, I agree.
But not a lot. So maybe if we give Bill Hader a 91, I'm thinking maybe
like an 89? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, we're freaking in sync, dude.
Yeah, dude, no kidding.
All right, Jay Ryan, who played Ben.
I would say for me, like, he's like at like maybe like the high 70s, low 80s. I can't decide which way to tilt him.
I'm sitting at like 75 with him. Like his acting was really, really on point when it was the romantic beats. Everything else, it just felt, I don't know, like he didn't know what he was quite doing.
I still feel he did. And maybe it's, he wasn't given a lot of direction with Ben, because let's face it, with Ben, when he's grown up, literally the only character arc he gets is, like you see Beverly again, you get to, you finally get her. That's literally all that adult Ben gets to do. So in that aspect, I think he did a really good job. So
Okay.
I don't know, like maybe what grade were you saying?
I was saying 75,
What about a
but I
77?
can be talked up.
77?
77? Yeah, I can do 77.
Perfect.
All right. Next, we got James Ranzor as Eddie.
I would put
And
him.
I think he was.
I'd probably give him actually the same score as James McAvoy.
I would too. He did amazing.
He really did. Like he was at those three were incredible as the adult versions of these kids.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Like these guys pulled off like the younger or like the adult version of these kids almost flawlessly.
Yes, I completely agree.
But yeah, him and Richie, like I felt like they were just like riffing off each other, and that worked so well.
Well, yeah, no, because that's how it is in the first one too. So made complete sense.
Yeah, so 89, I'm very happy with an 89.
Sweet.
Okay, next, or for the last one of the Losers Club, we got Isaiah Mustafa as Mike.
So I think he is definitely higher than Ben. We got
I do too. I don't think he's up with like James McAvoy and
no. So I'm
James
thinking he's
Ranzor.
in like the low 80s.
Yeah. I'm
Maybe
thinking
think-
just an 80.
What about an 81?
81? I can do 81.
Excellent.
He was good. I felt like he was kind of the leading force of this movie.
He was, and I think he actually did really good with what he was given, because Andy Muschietti kind of changed how it is in the book, because in the book Mike is the bookworm when he's a kid, and then he kind of turns into that as well as an adult, being obsessed with dairy, whereas in his Andy Muschietti's version, Ben's the bookworm, and then Mike, like honestly, I feel in the first Mike didn't really have a character. In this one he actually did.
Oh yeah, for sure. I really liked Mike's character, but honestly, I do see myself kind of forgetting his role.
I'll give you that.
Okay, so 81 for Isaiah. All right, last but definitely not least, Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise.
100.
I am 100% okay with doing that.
Yes.
Dude, he does so good.
He really does. Oh, he's so
Dude,
fantastic.
the only time, like I've told you this, he has the Heath Ledger effect on me. I cannot see for the life of me Bill Skarsgård in Pennywise.
Yeah, no, I can't either. No matter how hard I try, I don't see Skarsgård. All I see is Pennywise the dancing clown.
Yeah, even with the scene that he shared with Jessica Chastain.
Oh yeah, where he like claws his face into that. Yeah.
Even with that, I could not see Bill Skarsgård.
I couldn't either.
So, oh my gosh, he's freaking amazing, dude.
He really is. Oh, I love him as Pennywise so much. I want more of him.
Dude, so do I. Like, if they do a It 3, I'm super pumped.
Yeah, I just hope that the script's good enough, if they do decide to do it, that it's good enough for Bill Skarsgård to come back.
Agreed. I think if they, like, so that was one thing that I didn't bring up during the news, but it wasn't really news. He's down to do an It 3. It's just the script has to work for him.
Which is completely understandable.
Yeah, and I respect that so hard, especially
I do
being
too.
such a big fan of Pennywise.
Yeah, that I appreciate he's not just in it for the paycheck. He wants this character to be treated right.
Yeah. All right, so doing all of the math on that, our acting grade for It Chapter 2 is an 85.6.
It's not bad.
Definitely not bad. All right, moving on to character development. I think we should do Bill. I think he had the biggest arc, more or less.
He did. I definitely agree.
Yeah, so it wasn't like a super amazing arc. I mean, it was just him like remembering everything and just kind of having that guilt over what happened to Georgie.
Yeah.
But he did like kind of grow from his experiences with Georgie and the kid and kind of realizing, hey, it wasn't my fault that I wanted to just kind of hang out with myself or just kind of be alone.
Yeah.
But I mean, you don't really get to see that progression very well.
No, you don't. Yeah,
especially
you
with
don't
being
see it
shared
until
with
like
everyone.
actually Pennywise shows it to him.
Yeah. So I'm kind of sitting at an 85 with his development.
I'm perfectly fine giving it that.
Sweet. All right, music. So this is out of 10. How do you think the music worked?
Overall, I mean, I think it was just as good as like the first one. It was at the proper moments, and I enjoyed it. Like there wasn't really any like standout music for me.
All right.
But I mean, overall, it was still very good.
So you thinking like 8?
Yeah, I can give it an 8.
Cool. All right, moving on to effects. This is out of 100, and we did have some issues with the CGI.
Yes, we did.
Overall, though, the effects weren't half bad.
They weren't. I think they actually improved the effects when it comes to Pennywise in this one.
I agree with that.
Definitely
Totally.
looked a lot better.
There were some scenes in the first one where, especially when his face was getting distorted, that it felt like it was very rubbery.
Yes.
But in this, they definitely fixed the rubbery issue.
I just wish they could have fixed more of the kids' CGI faces.
Yeah.
It's
that brings it down for me a lot.
And it sucks because there's like some
80.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just saying, like, I'm sitting around an 80 with effects.
I
they
give
were
it an 80.
overall good. It was just the kids' faces.
Yeah, like there are like scenes where the faces making those two look younger. It looks great. It actually looks very believable. But then you go to another scene and you're just like, how did that pass the editing room?
Yeah, it's just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm sitting around 80. Where are you sitting at?
I can give it an 80.
80?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, moving on to costumes. And I feel like this is very, like, Pennywise specific.
Yeah, I mean, his costume's fantastic. I love how he looks.
It is really good.
Like, honestly, what is this out of?
Out of 10?
So are we just judging Pennywise's costume? Are we judging the adults' clothes at all?
No, it's overall.
Okay.
So with Pennywise brings the score up a lot for me, but it's not a perfect 10.
No, it's not.
So I'm thinking like 8 or 9.
Honestly, because of Pennywise, I'd give it a 9.
9?
Yeah.
That seems fair. All right, and then last, as a horror thriller movie, what grade would you give it?
I mean, overall, I think the story flowed as best as it could. It's just for some reason it just doesn't have the like scare impact that the first one did, and I think it's just because maybe it's adults fighting a clown, and it just seems a little awkward.
Yeah, I think it was for me, it was definitely predictability.
Yes, I completely agree.
Like the scares were not half bad, but you just
They
knew they
weren't.
were coming,
Oh,
and it
yeah.
kind of just pulls away from them.
Yeah. I'm at like a 77.
I can do 77. Like
Okay.
it was definitely good. It just wasn't like flawless.
Yes.
Like I've seen scarier.
Yeah, I have too. Like that projector scene in the first one.
Holy shit.
That was. See, like, I wanted a scene like that in this one.
Yeah. All right. So that concludes this breakdown, and that brings our grade for It Chapter 2 to...
Drum roll. Sorry, it's hard to do one-handed.
We're a little late on the drum roll, dude. Shit.
Well, excuse me for trying.
Okay, so our grade is a B-.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
That's
Sitting at an 81.95%.
Dude, that's legit what the audience score is on Rotten Tomatoes right now. It's an 8. Well, okay, so we gave an 81.
Yeah, 81.
Okay, it's at an 80 there, but still it's a B-, so same thing.
Yeah.
But
So it's like a solid... Yeah, it's a solid B-.
yeah, I don't think it deserves any lower, and it doesn't deserve any higher. Yeah, it's a solid B-.
Yeah. So...
Sweet.
Yeah, nice. Okay, well, I guess that concludes this week's episode.
Yeah, I'd say so.
The podcast. Or, I forgot, we usually compare it to something. So...
Oh, yeah.
It's on par with Good Boys.
Okay. I can agree with that.
It's a little worse than Lion King and Toy Story 4. It's barely better than Aladdin.
I think I can agree with that.
And yeah, so we don't have very many B- for a grade.
What did Child's
We got
Play
a
get?
lot of B's and what?
What did we give Child's Play?
Child's Play is sitting at a B.
Oh, okay.
So it's 2 points higher than Child's Play.
Gotcha. Okay. Don't you mean 2 points lower?
No, it's 2 points. Or Child's Play is 2 points higher than
Oh,
it.
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's sitting at an 81, and Child's Play is sitting at an 83.
Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with
So
that B-.
I'm happy with that score.
Yeah, I am too. It's like a perfect grade for this movie.
All right. Well, I don't think we know what we're doing for next episode.
Yeah, we're kind of just making it up as we go along until Caleb gets back.
Yeah. But if you like this episode and want to hear more, you can always subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, or Spotify. There's also a couple new places that I submitted our podcast, but they haven't been released yet, so we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can also check out all of our content. It's on YouTube. New videos should be headed your way soon-ish, maybe.
We just got to film
Might
them?
be a little spotty just because I'm gone,
Yeah.
but we're going to try and work on getting something done with YouTube so we have a little bit more consistency there. If you want to follow us on social media, we are on Facebook at facebook.com/theallbros. We are on Twitter and Instagram, and our handle is @theallbros, no punctuation. Our email is theallbroschannel@gmail.com, and if you want to send us a movie you want us to break down, showdown idea, Dreamcast topic, if you want to be on the show, yeah, email us, message us on social media, or there's like a form you can fill out on our website, which is tinyurl.com/theallbros. So yeah, hit us up.
Yes, please. Please do.
Yeah, we would love to hear from you. And like I said, we don't know what we're doing next week, But until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And I'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
So long. It's back, baby. I have to admit, Vic actually did pretty good with that last week. It's kind of a mix between Herbert and Mickey Mouse. That's what I got from it.